Hello and welcome. As you can see, I've started intros. It's only been like 10 minutes. And you can kind of see, I think you can see Cloud, how poofy she is. And then the back, Sunny, also a poof ball. Foggy less so, but she was quite poofy a minute ago. It's going fine so far. Looks like they might divide into boy group, girl group, which would not be great. But, it's intros. They're gonna go how they're gonna go. But yeah, Sunny seemed, okay, that's Cloud, that one's Cloud. Sunny, who's in the back next to Barber, was cheek to cheek with Baker a couple minutes ago. So, that's good. Like, she didn't look happy, but she wasn't trying to kill him. They're not happy. The girls aren't happy. The boys aren't happy either, but I've noticed with boy to girl intros, the girls tend to take it very personally, whereas the boys are just like, okay, can we be friends? And the girls don't want to. But yeah, so this is the start of the intro vlog. I'm gonna have to clip that. I think they're gonna figure out pretty quickly how to open that if I don't. I don't like clipping it until like at least 15 minutes have passed because, they're very things can get dramatic fast, basically. But yeah, so I'm not going to be completely cleaning their cages. That's the boys' cage. This is the weather girls' cage. I'm not going to be completely cleaning them just because if things do go south, I want to be able to just pretty quickly pop them back in. So I'm going to remove all the fabric items that need to be washed, but I'm going to leave the ropes, the baskets, that kind of thing, and I'm not going to empty out the bottoms until I need to. So this cage is 4th stage intros. This is final stage intros. So we're going to be leaving them for quite a bit. Possibly. I mean, it is going okay so far. Stage 1 really isn't much of an indicator though. Stage 2 is where things get dicey. In my experience anyway. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. And then this cage gets a full clean. Whoa! I have all my stuff. So many things. Alright. Let's get into it. Welcome to this intro vlog. Alright, we are a couple of hours into intros. It's going still pretty good. The boys asserted themselves a little bit, which I don't think they did last time. It was mostly just pinning. I think mostly Cloud. But both boys did it, and she took it really, really well. So there's that. They are currently resting on my trash can because my desk was occupied. But that's fine. I'm going to move in a second. And I did this cage. And I gave him one of these circle things. Again, this circle perch. I haven't given them one in a while because the last one I gave them, Fife destroyed in less than a week. So I'm mentioning it now just as like a, let's see how well it does in this vlog kind of thing. Miss Fife. And Orville is somewhere. I think she's down. Yeah, hi Orvie. Yeah, you're doing pretty okay. Yeah. Her tumor's getting bigger. Yeah, you can see it there. Yeah, so I'm monitoring that. She doesn't have like a ton of time left, but for right now she's fine. And they are also fine over there. Angry with me, definitely annoyed. But yeah, so I took all the fabric stuff out of their cages and I emptied out like the litter trays and stuff. So if this doesn't work out, that's all I have to do before I can put them back in, which means their cages will be a little dirty, but that'll probably be good for their, like, stress levels if they go back into a cage that just smells purely like them. So yeah, that is where I am. I'll update you again probably later tonight. Do you see this excellent cuddle puddle? Do you see Bake's face? Look at his face. It's going pretty good so far.
Seems like it's going good.
Yeah.
They didn't get any chicken.
No.
Else did, though. But yeah, no fights. Did you show them the bedding?
Yeah, they did this pretty much immediately.
I look forward to my floor being the next target tonight when Sarah goes to bed.
And they're enjoying these terrible romances we're watching.
This one sucks. This one sucks really bad. It's horrible. I'm on the boys' Twitter right now looking at the boys' things. You should watch the boys.
I retain like nothing from this movie. I subscribe to this thing called Passion Flicks because they do like low budget romance movies based on romance books. And that is exactly my and Cappy's shit.
Some of them are fun. Some of them are hard to get through. This one sucks really bad.
Even if they're bad, they're fun to watch. Because we get to make fun of them.
Yeah.
But this one's just boring. There's like nothing to it.
It's our last movie too, and then we've watched all the movies, and all we have left is one of the shows. So it sucks that our last movie is bad, but it's the last movie because we picked all the ones that seemed interesting before. I will say it's like the characters are obviously older, so there's that.
Yeah, I do appreciate that.
It's not just like 20-year-olds, but the thing is, like, none of the leads are ever attractive, which is, I guess, unfair for me to say because I don't really find people attractive. I said people, and I emphasize people. Not that I find like objects or animals attractive. I just don't find people attractive. Mostly, except for a couple exceptions, which one I won't name because apparently I don't ever go a whole day without talking about him.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of flies over my head too because I'm asexual, but...
I'm on the spectrum.
For asexuality.
And also probably autism, but we haven't been to the doctor. It's fine. Won't even worry about it.
Yeah, it's fine.
The dogs are doing great.
Yes, they are. And they will eventually forgive me for making them watch these terrible romances.
My rats, before they decided to pass away, had seen so much worse, so I don't know. I think it'll be fine. You wouldn't believe what I put the rats in my room through.
Mine have watched a lot of puzzling videos.
Mine have watched Red Letter Media just on a constant basis, as well as atrocious horror movies. What else do I watch? The Boys. Watch The Boys.
This group has seen some atrocities.
Watch The Boys. It's really good. Huey, Jack Quaid, so cute. Oh my god. I'm in love with him. He's adorable. That has nothing to do with the show.
I like that you're just like, I don't find people attractive.
No, he is attractive because Huey, every shirt he has is a music shirt. I like Huey. I don't care, I guess, about Jack Quaid too much. No, he was cute in the Red Letter Media video. He was adorable. He was trying really hard to be funny.
It's complicated, y'all.
I am on the ace spectrum. I'm not ace. I have exceptions. I love my boyfriend. I love him. Most of the time, even.
Alright, so I have upgraded them. It's the next morning. And I've upgraded them to second stage intros. I don't want to get too close to them because they'll wake them up. And obviously I want them to actually bond and cuddle. But they're doing really well, actually. So I put them in this cage and there was no poofiness, no scuffles, no anything. In fact, they pretty much immediately cuddle-puddled in the corner by the water. They're kind of a little separate now, I think. Baker and Barber keep moving back and forth. The girls have all congregated in that one corner and the boys keep going over and sleeping next to them, which is good. That's very good. So I'll probably end up giving them a hammock later today. And then if they continue doing this well, tomorrow I will clean that cage, the dwarf's old cage that's on top of that single story. And they'll go in there tomorrow. But yeah, it's going really well. It's going so well. Which I am hesitant to say in case it jinxes it. But it's out there now. Are you done? Literally when I hit record? No, he's not. Oh, what's the matter with you? Okay. They have been upgraded once again. We are now in stage 3 intros. I do have a lava ledge there so that Foggy can easily get into the hammock with her limited mobility. I want to make sure that she is safe and secure. Barber is currently on it. He started making some respiratory noise last night. I am keeping an eye on him. If he needs to go on medication, I will put him on medication. And of course, if I need to stop intros, I will stop intros. But right now, he seems to be doing okay. Intros are very stressful, so it probably just knocked him out a little bit. But I am keeping an eye on him, and I will keep him healthy as much as I can, obviously. And then, yeah, they're still doing pretty good. 3 of them are at the bottom right now, I think, or now 2 of them since Barber's on the ledge. But yeah, we're still doing very good with intros, and hopefully they'll continue to do this well, because then tomorrow they'll be in this cage, which means I have to clean it today. So, you know, fun. This is what 3 Critter Nation units worth of plastic looks like. Everything smells like vinegar, maybe nothing more so than my hands, and I am suffering. Not as much as Kathy's gonna suffer in like an hour when she wakes up and has to shower, though. Yeah. Hi. Alright. Well, first things first, you can probably see behind me that we're a little bit further ahead in intros than when you last saw me. I also have the tripod resting on my bed, which is a precarious and stupid thing to do, but I don't want to be right in front of their cage because I don't want to like get them excited necessarily. But my cat's also being annoying. Max, come. Let's come up here. Come on. She's gonna knock this over. Anyway, everything's a mess. Everything's a mess. So, first I'll do an intro update, and that's that they're obviously doing pretty good. They're in the big cage. They have a fair bit of their stuff. I'll give you a closer look in a little bit. But they've only been in here about 2 hours now. They've been doing good in it. But as is customary for these vlogs at this point, I do have some unfortunate news, which is that Barber passed away. Which might be a little bit of a shock for those who have been watching this. They know I only got him in November. He was pretty young. His birthday was just last month, or his assigned birthday. We don't know his exact age. It happened very, very suddenly. Basically, because I was in intros, I was monitoring them very closely, and I started to think there was something wrong on Sunday, and I realized he was kind of making a little bit of respiratory noise, so I had antibiotics on hand, and because he was acting a little off and he had some respiratory noise, I decided to just put him on the antibiotics. And I didn't see any improvement on Sunday or Monday, and in fact on Monday I started to think he might be getting a little worse, but he'd only had a couple doses of antibiotics, so I wasn't too worried. And then Tuesday I pulled him out of the cage. They were in the preview at the time. I pulled him out of the cage to give him his antibiotics, and when I put him back in, he tried very hard to get back to me, which might not sound weird if you don't know him or rats very well, but basically I spend a lot of time with my rats. I try very hard to be a source of comfort for them, of safety, and basically I've noticed that with my rats, when they're feeling really, really sick, like death's door sick, they really want to be with me, and it's because I do represent safety and warmth. I'm very warm, they feel safe, they want to sit in my shirt and just share my body heat and rest and know that they're okay. Barber did not like being handled. So when Barber did this on Tuesday morning, I knew something much worse was going on with him, and that I needed to do something. So I started calling around to vets, and no one could get him in, and the earliest I could get was Friday. And I decided that I didn't want to wait that long, so I bundled him up and took him to an emergency vet without the others. Normally you don't want to stop intros for anything, but I didn't want to I knew I couldn't take all 5 of them to an emergency vet, because oftentimes when you get to an emergency vet, someone will come out, take your pet into the back to get them assessed and stuff. And I couldn't do that with taking all 5 of them. Hi guys. And you know, we were at the emergency vet for a while, and eventually the doctor came out, and she was so nice. She was a very kind woman. She was very rat savvy, which I really, really appreciated, especially for this. And basically what she told me was that he had pneumonia. His lungs were very congested, crackly, and he was not doing good. They had him on oxygen in the back, and he was poorly. He was doing so bad. And she said to me that if they threw like everything at him, basically, like nebulization, hardcore antibiotics, on oxygen, hospitalization, like the whole shebang, he had about a 20% chance of surviving, but he would never recover fully in all likelihood, which best case scenario would mean long-term antibiotics, which I didn't mind. I would do that in a heartbeat. Possible at-home nebulization, which again I would do in a heartbeat. I actually purchased a nebulizer. It's going to be here soon. But it would have been long-term care for him, which I would have done, but there was no guarantee that once he left the hospital and I started that long-term care, that he wouldn't just start to decline again right back into pneumonia. So I decided to have him put to sleep because the chances of his survival were so low, and then the chances of having a good quality of life afterward were even lower. So I just couldn't do that to him. And it was a really hard decision because he was so young. His estimated age was 14 to 16 months. So he was very, very young, and he probably had a better chance at surviving because he was young. If he was older, they probably wouldn't have even suggested any of this stuff. But it was a very hard decision to make. Barbie was such a special boy because he didn't really like being handled. He didn't really bond with anyone before me, but he loved me so much, and I loved him. And you know, none of the deaths are easy. They're all hard, but there's a comfort when they're old because you know you at least gave them a full life. And even though it was so awful, the vet started crying when I started crying, and she just kept telling me that I did everything right. I made every right decision, but I still feel like I failed him. Because I don't know what happened. It happened so fast. The thing with Barber was that he was a rescue who was originally from Petco, and this is something I've experienced with my pet store rats many times because I've had a lot of pet store rats, and they do sometimes just pass away on you very quickly. They decline very quickly sometimes. But I just was prepared for it with these guys, I guess, because my rescues in Arizona weren't from Petco or PetSmart because the chain corporations didn't have rats in their stores anymore. So I'd gotten very lucky with my rats from rescues in Arizona, and that they all live very full lives. In fact, Ducky's a rescue from Arizona. She's 2 years and 11 months old now. And like in one of my last videos, I was talking about how I didn't know how long they'd live, and it sucks. And I miss him so much. It's like one of that. Sorry about all this. I'm just like venting now, I guess. But it's like one of my worst nightmares. Every intro is that someone's going to die during intros because then they won't have had their cage and all the things they like, and they won't have had their normal routine and free roams, and I wouldn't have been able to spend as much time with them. And it's the second time this has happened to me. One of my other free roams, one of my old girls developed a cancerous tumor, and it just took her out so fast. And I wasn't even done with free roam when I had to take her in, and it sucked. And this sucks. I know it's a simplification, but it just sucks. I miss him so much. But we're gonna keep going with this video because I don't want to end on another sad note. I know I've had a lot of rats passing away recently, and like they're old. Like all my grannies are 2 years and 3 months old. Ducky is 2 years, 11 months old. All the weather girls are 2 now. Fitz and Ezra are 1 year and 11 months old. So it's just like, it's that time for them to go. And I hope you guys understand that. I hope you understand that I'm doing what I can for them. And that I'm trying so hard. Because I love them so much. But yeah, I'm going to keep going. We're going to do this video until we're close enough to the end of intros that we can call it done. And I'm going to just try and end this on a positive note. So let me show you where these guys are at with their intros. Here's where we are with intros currently. As I said, they've only been in here a little over 2 hours. I personally never put them in the big cage without some kind of fall breakers in the middle, especially when I have a rat with limited mobility like Foggy. So I bake. They've been doing really well. Baker is doing okay without Barbie. Baker's doing okay without Barbie. He's been power grooming and pinning the girls more often now that Barbie's gone. He used to do that with Barbie a lot. But yeah, so from here on, I will add something new probably every 12-ish hours. And I will just update you guys every morning to show you what I've done until we are finished with intros, which shouldn't be very long. Oh my god. Hi, baby. She knows I'm talking about them, and she's like, give me attention or a treat. And the only other thing to update you guys on is how this is doing, which is, you know, not great for a week of use, but it could be worse. Oh my god, there's more missing from the backs I didn't even notice. So Fife is going into town on this. Eventually I'm going to get some fall breakers from Etsy and just like not even have these in there because I go through them so fast. If you get a rat that likes to nest, these just do not last very long at all. But yeah, that is the update. I forgot to turn off the air purifier, so I apologize for that. But anyway, update. So since yesterday I added the spiderweb hammock, which seems to have made everyone's life 1,000 times better. This hammock down here, and then this morning I just added this space pod and this space pod. They're still doing pretty damn good, so hopefully it'll continue to be so. However, I will say I put this in as a fall breaker, and they've already started chewing it down. I think in his foster home, Baker had one of these and he destroyed it immediately. So I am inclined to blame him. But it's fine. I'm eventually going to get proper fall breakers from Etsy and we won't have to deal with this anymore. Alright guys, we have a full setup. All their stuff is in there. They are currently free roaming. They're all in that little red thing eating a snack together. So, you know, it's still early days. But yeah, I think it was a success. And hopefully they'll continue to do well, especially since Baker has no companion anymore. But, you know, I always joke with Cappy that this cage is cursed because every intro I've done with the rats in this cage has been so hard and such a nightmare. And this intro was pretty easy, but I don't know. Can you see his nose? But I don't think I can say the curse is broken because, you know, of what happened. But maybe next time. Obviously, I would have liked it if Barber could have been here too, but at least Baker is with some companions and he's gonna do good in this cage. He seemed pretty excited to have such a big cage. I think this is his first double. So I'm happy for that. And hopefully there'll be some good things happening around here soon. I gave them this bridge, which is brand new. And I knew this was gonna happen because the weather girls chew on everything, but they have gone to town on it already. Like, this is just like a day's worth of chewing. So they're probably going to chew a couple of these rungs down, but they usually get bored pretty quickly. Unfortunately, it's right above their water, and, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to call it for this video. There's Bake. There's Bake and Shake. Hi, baby. I'm going to call it for this video, and we do have some good things on the horizon, so there is that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. All the fun stuff down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!